Hey y'all, a little late starting this video, but not too late. I am doing a pinion seal on the front diff. You can see how wet it is there, and even a little gear oil here from a couple-mile drive drip down. So I'm removing the front drive shaft. I've got it marked there with some gasket maker. It's all I had to mark that. And a long T40 Torx bit. This doesn't go in straight. So if it's too short, you may strip out these screws. Heck, you may even strip it out with a long one like this. They have Loctite on them, but I've cracked all four of them loose. So now I'm just going to get the drive shaft off. And if you're wondering what all that noise is over there, that's coolant draining, because I got a water pump went bad today too. So today's just try to fix everything day, and it's like 95 degrees too. Anyways, let's get this drive shaft off, see what's in there. Okay, we missed a little bit of action here, but I'm not sure where I left off. But I had pulled the front drive shaft off at least, and I also removed, and make sure you remove this before you try the wheel puller, 32 millimeter, but I've actually got it non-metric. Let's see, it's a 1 1/4. That worked perfectly. And now I'm trying to pull off the yoke, which is coming. Now, things to note before you try these steps is, firstly, this bolt doesn't have a torque spec. Every truck's different. You have to, I personally, to do this, counted the number of turns. It took me 40 quarter turns to take this whole bolt off, and I remember kind of how it was oriented, just like that. So I'll do roughly 40 turns and make sure it looks like this when I put it back together. And once I get this yoke off, I should be able to see the seal. So that should be the hard part behind us now. Okay, now the hard part is over. This is the old seal. Really had to get in there with the screwdriver and pry it off. You kind of got to get in here under there and pull the whole thing off. This sits really flush up against the differential, and I wasn't able to fit any objects in there. I brought this knife out, but I never did get to it. I ended up using a thick screwdriver and hit it a few times with a hammer, and it came. So here is our yoke. It's got a little washer in there. And on the other side, there is another seal, which we won't be replacing today, but that could be the culprit if this does not resolve the issue. Alright, here we are. New seal is tapped on. I used a rubber mallet like this as a, well, I started off using this wood block. Then I started using that rubber mallet and just tapped it lightly with this hammer. And just went around the outside here, and you can see the new metal part on the outside. That's what I was tapping on. And now we just got to get things back together, put the yoke back on and everything else. It's raining on me, which complicates things, but I'm going to try and get done real quick. Alright, here we are, all back together. Got to do a test drive, but not until I've replaced the water pump first. But wow, that was a rough one. But I think I got it done. And sorry if it felt like I was skipping some steps. I was really in a hurry. The rain coming down and everything else too. Main thing you need to know, challenges are that, of course, removal of these bolts, these T40 Torx, without stripping them off is nice. You have one of these long T40 bits. And then removal of 32 millimeter nut. Just get an idea of how many threads are there, or how many turns you take to get it off, and then you put it back the way you found it in the end. And then rent one of these wheel pullers at your local Napa or Advanced. I got it from Advanced. Need some gear oil to top things off. This is not my normal gear oil, but it's what they had at Advanced, and I wasn't going to use that. I've got Schaefer's oil for my rear diff, and I didn't want to waste that on the front, so I'm just going to top it off with Mobil 1. It's got limited slip, additive, and everything already in it. And then finally, the removal and putting on the old bolt, or the old seal. You just want to be careful and tap around the outside carefully. I lubricated the seal with some gear oil before I tapped it on. So that'll be it for this video. Hopefully this helps some of y'all out. There may have been 1 or 2 videos on YouTube about the front pinion seal, but those videos were very lengthy, if I remember right, and hopefully mine's more understandable and quicker. Anyways, y'all have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.